swashbuckling action, weird fish people, and more foot action than my ex's OnlyFans. Netflix's live adaptation of One Piece is finally here, and thank God it's better than Cowboy Bebop.
You'll never know true power until you've tasted the testicles of a man who's wronged you. What?
In this video, we'll be taking a deep dive into Season 1 of One Piece, its ending, and what it could mean for Season 2. I've saved all the manga anime spoilers till the end of the video, but I'll warn you when that section comes up for those who want to remain spoiler-free. But let's be honest, to watch the entire anime, which started in 1999, it would take a whopping 420 hours or 17 and a half full days of non-stop watching.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I do.
So sit back and eat a delicious devil fruit at Baratier, because it's gum gum time. Welcome to the Great Pirate Era, an era starting after the death of the most famous of all pirates, Gold Roger. Over his decades of swashbuckling, the man has amassed a level of wealth, fame, and power never before seen, hiding all this treasure together in one piece, hence the name of the show. But the only clue as to the treasure's whereabouts come from Gold Roger himself.
Free yourselves! Take to the seas! My treasure is yours to find.
But that was 22 years ago, and still no one has found this treasure. The events of the first season lead us to the Konomi Islands, located in the East Blue. This is where Nami, whose name means wave in Japanese, was raised in nearby Koko Village, a village which is under the brutal authoritarian rule of the fishman Arlong and his pirate gang. Nami is an orphan, having been found by a marine by the name of Belle Mère, a French word meaning beautiful mother, along with another orphan girl named Nojiko. Belle Mère had been fighting pirates in Oikot Kingdom, an island located to the south of Konomi. It also happens to be Tokyo spelled backwards. It's there she found these two and decided to raise them on her own. But with Belle Mère's death at the hands of Arlong, Nami makes a secret deal to ensure the safety of her people. Nami will work for Arlong in exchange for the ability to buy back Koko Village for the princely sum of 100 million berry, the currency in the world of One Piece. This is where we begin the events of the final episode. Nami finds out that Arlong never intended to make good on their deal, and even betrays Nami by burning down her village and disclosing to Captain Izumi the whereabouts of her hidden stash of money. She's lost everything, but luckily her friends of the Straw Hat Pirates, led by Monkey D. Luffy, have her back, even though she betrayed them by giving up their map of the Grand Line to Arlong. The Grand Line is a dangerous stretch of islands that stretch across the world, with many of them possessing unpredictable phenomena. The only group to ever successfully sail across its entire length were the Roger Pirates, led by Gold Roger, and it is said his One Piece treasure lay somewhere in its midst. Now you might ask yourself, why would Luffy and his crew risk their lives going after someone who betrayed them? That's because deep down Luffy knows Nami is a good person, and because she is a friend and crewmate, he must do everything he can to get her back. Nami had no friends growing up and refuses to make new ones, stating,
"Told you in the bar I didn't have any friends, because I always end up hurting the people closest to me."
It's only when she's lost everything that she turns to Luffy and asks for his help. Luffy always knew deep down that Nami's heart was good.
I know Nami's good. She needs to know it too.
Even though she did a bad thing, it was for a good reason, and this theme of good versus evil is a common one throughout One Piece, with Luffy being instilled with the importance of goodness, even though he's a pirate, by his hero Shanks.
Not everything can be solved with violence. A man needs to be strong, but he also needs to be good.
And to hammer home this theme, Shanks' last words to Luffy are,
Be good, Luffy.
With the crew together, they can finally take down Arlong, save Koko Village, and continue on their quest for the One Piece. Normally, taking on the stronghold of a pirate warlord would be suicide, but Luffy's amassed a skilled crew, each with their own unique abilities. And one of the things I really liked about the show are how the characters have different motivations, or dreams as they call it in the show, to travel alongside Luffy. First, there's Roronoa Zoro, a famous pirate hunter whose dream is to become the world's best swordsman. This show also brilliantly includes flashbacks which contextualize their dreams. As a teenager, Zoro made a promise with his friend Shimotsuki Kuina that one of them would become the world's greatest swordsman, but after her tragic death, he alone must fulfill that promise, bringing honor not only to himself but to her legacy. These dreams also come with their own obstacles, and in Zoro's case, it's the world's greatest swordsman, the pirate warlord Mihawk. In episode 5, Zoro is spared from death after challenging Mihawk to a duel. He's nowhere near the strength to become the world's greatest, at least not yet. Mihawk senses this and spares him, stating,
"It's too soon for you to die. Grow strong and come find me."
Dreams are also the only thing that will prevent Luffy from saving his friends. He explains he didn't help Zoro in his battle against Mihawk because
I'd do anything to save him, except stand in the way of his dream.
a dream is so important it's at the core of what makes someone a pirate.
You gave up on your dream. No one who does that can ever call themselves a pirate.
Master of hand-to-hand combat, expert chef, and somehow has amazing abs, Sanji has a dream of finding the All Blue, a sea of legend where it's said the North, South, East, and West Seas meet. It's here it's rumored the most delicious plants, meats, herbs, and spices can be found, allowing Sanji to take his culinary skills to the next level. Usopp, the slingshot-wielding Captain Wannabe, has dreams of becoming a brave warrior of the sea. Nami wants to map the entire world, and of course there's Luffy, who wants to find the One Piece and become king of the pirates. All these dreams revolve around exploring the great unknown, and while their individual dreams may be different, they're all bound together on this journey through friendship. But Arlong is in their way. He has master plans of using his maps to conquer the world and enslave humanity, a sort of revenge for how humanity enslaved fishmen decades ago. It's pretty ironic that Arlong fought against slavery yet enslaves Nami for years, and this culminates in an epic battle between Luffy and Arlong. Normally, Luffy would be made mincemeat up against a guy 3 times his size, and it's even said that fishmen have 10 times the strength of a normal human. But Luffy has a magic power. He can stretch and contort his body, which allows him to do all sorts of cool moves. This was made possible when, as a child, he ate a devil fruit, aptly named because it's said you make a deal with the devil when you eat one. Other characters have eaten said fruit, such as Buggy the Clown, but no 2 fruits grant the same ability. Buggy ate what he calls a chop-chop fruit, which allows him to cut his body into several parts and control them individually. Now, there is a downside to eating devil fruit, and both Buggy and Arlong exploit this weakness against Luffy. Those who eat devil fruit lose the ability to swim in the sea, a pretty bad weakness if you plan on spending all your time exploring it. Buggy puts Luffy in a tank of seawater, and in episode 5, Arlong throws Luffy in the sea where he'd drown unless he were saved. But luckily, this final battle between Luffy and Arlong is more evenly matched, and Luffy uses the environment to his advantage, knocking out the pillars of Arlong's map room and collapsing the building on him, along with his aspirations of taking over the world. With the village saved and the fishmen defeated, it seems all is good, if it weren't for the arrival of Vice Admiral Garp of the Marines. Halfway through the season, we learn that Garp is Luffy's grandfather, an overbearing man who dreamed that Luffy would follow in his footsteps and become a Marine. But Luffy's always wanted to be a pirate. This is the first time we really see Garp fight, and I gotta say, he's much stronger than Luffy. But Garp, even after crushing Luffy, understands that absolutely nothing will get in the way of his grandson's dream. Luffy's laughter even reminds him of Gold Rogers, the man he executed over 22 years ago. According to Garp, he knew all along he wasn't going to be able to change Luffy's mind. Thus, this was all a test to see if Luffy knew himself this was the life for him, a test that Luffy passes. So the Vice Admiral lets Luffy and the Straw Hats go, even though we'll see Luffy get the highest bounty ever seen in the East Blue. A wanted poster is shown to him by Kobe, another character who has been on their own journey this season. His dream was to become a Marine, but that dream seemed dashed when he learns how the world actually works. Kobe saw the world very black and white. The good Marines fought against the evil pirates, and by joining joining the Marines, he'd be protecting those he loved. But when he finds out about this secret alliance between the world government, which controls the Marines, and the 7 warlord pirates who control the pirates, he can't believe the organization he idolized would be working with the very people he sought to destroy. As Garp tells him, the world isn't black and white, but rather a hazy gray. The deal with the pirates was a necessary evil to keep the warlords close and prevent all-out anarchy.
The world is not fair, but the Marines are all that are standing between order and anarchy.
A reluctant Koby decides to remain with the Marines and is even taken under the wing of Garp to be personally trained by him. At her mother's grave, Nami says goodbye, stating for the first time in her life she's finally free. She even leaves a tangerine windmill, something she played with as a child. You may even have noticed her Arlong tattoo has been changed. Luffy's wanted poster makes its way all across the East Blue, and now not only will Luffy and his crew have to fend off Marines, but bounty hunters looking for a payday. This includes Buggy, who was able to get his body back after being set free by Zoro and Sanji, and it looks like he'll be teaming up with Alvida, the captain of the Alvida pirates who had their ship set on fire by Luffy and Koby at the beginning of the season. So she definitely has her reasons for getting back at Luffy. There's also a nice montage of other characters we've seen throughout this season finding Luffy's wanted poster. From Makino, the bartender in Luffy's hometown at Windmill Village, Kaya, Usopp's friend and ally of the Strong Hats, and Zeph,
my name is Jeff,
owner of the famous Baratier restaurant. But it's the greatest swordsman Mihawk who informs Shanks that Luffy has begun his journey to become king of the pirates, something that is a cause for celebration. The season ends with a nice little gift of tangerine trees to make Nami feel more at home as the team reiterates their dreams before heading towards the Grand Line. It's a fantastic way to re-establish what's at stake for everyone there and remind us why they're on this journey. But there's still a lot to talk about, which leads me into the spoiler section. Keep in mind the show could deviate from the manga, so what might happen in season 2 could change. We know that the first season of One Piece covered roughly the first 100 chapters of the manga, so we can assume that next season will cover the next 100. This means we'll see the crew save the nation of Arabasta from Crocodile and the addition of Chopper as the ship's doctor. Crocodile was the former president of the mysterious crime syndicate known as Baroque Works. You may remember that a bounty hunter known as Mr. Seven was working for Baroque Works and tried to recruit Zoro in episode 1. We even see their business card throughout the season. Nami also refers to a river on the map which seems to go up a mountain, defying physics. This is a reference to Reverse Mountain, an entrance to the Grand Line where 4 rivers, one from each of the blue seas, converge atop a mountain leading to a separate river that leads to the Grand Line. Buggy and Alvida join forces, creating the Buggy and Alvida Alliance. I wonder if we'll see Alvida eat that devil fruit like she does in the manga, which allows her to shed her excess weight completely, changing her look. Finally, we have the reveal of Marine Captain Smoker, evidenced by the iconic 2 cigars he holds in his hands and the trademark naval uniform lined with green fur. The first time Luffy and his crew meet him, he's the Marine Captain in charge of Logtown, which you may remember is the same place where Gold Rogers was executed. He ate a devil fruit which allows him the ability to transform his body into smoke. If we're going by the manga, he is the next villain in the series, but appears as a recurring antagonist in several story arcs down the line. But now I want to turn it over to you. What did you think of the live action One Piece, and what do you think they should cover in season 2? I want to hear your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and for more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember,
You'll never know true power